Hello, my name is Amber Clark, Neighborhoods and Economic Development Director for Meridian Township. And behind me today is some of the demolition still occurring at 1673 Haslett Road for the American Home Meridian Project, previously called Pine Village Project, which is a mixed-use redevelopment project in Haslett at the Haslett and Marsh Road intersection. Takes over 10 acres of what previously was a 23,000 one-story structure. It held our Hungry Howie's, Mr. R's driving school, some other professional offices, and that building, as you can see behind me, is completely removed, and they are taking out any existing pieces of that property. A difference between this demolition and other demolitions, people ask about how fast it was. It actually was a little bit slower than some of our other commercial building demolitions. They were recycling, the contracting service was recycling many of the materials that are still available for resale. So it was a nice element for our community where we highlight so much renewable and recycling and green themes. It's very nice to have a project doing that. The site was contaminated based off of previous existing laundromat services at that site, as well as other contaminants that were eligible for what we call as a brownfield. So we say brownfield, that means dirty field, dirty land. If you get a grant through the township, it's a reimbursement grant, the developer will be reimbursed for the eligible activities that they do on the property to clean it up, make it safe, and to remove any hazardous contaminants. In this particular story about the brownfield on this project, the 10 acres behind me, we can remove all of the contaminants. So it's a very good opportunity for the residents, for all of us, but also for the residents that will be sitting on the site. So what can I say? It's going to be a 4-story building. 4 stories. It'll be our first 4-story building in Haslett. Still existing on the site are single-story buildings. So when they start the construction, which we do believe they should begin construction this side of the year, so that'll start with foundations. So they'll be doing some groundwork, some preparatory work for parking lot and utilities, but they will construct a 4-story building. The first floor will be commercial space, so that's the retail and dining for the residents of the community, but there'll also be some public. All of these commercial retails will be open to the public. So these are opportunities for professionals that need office suites, like your medical professionals, counselors, art studio, hair salon. Those kinds of tenants are attracted to this site. So that's the first floor, and the 3 stories above that will be all for 55 plus residential independent living. So 1 and 2 bedroom units. In up to about 140 units. So we could see more than 140 residents living on this property and utilizing it to the best of their ability. And so we're very, very proud to have this redevelopment come as kind of like the first bookend of the entire Haslett Village Square. The building that was taken down and demolished was first put in 1980, so almost 33 years later, we finally have new housing and more commercial activity. I know a lot of people will be interested to know the placement of the building. We've had a lot of conversations in Haslett about building placement, especially in relation to the new Haslett Marathon at the corner of Haslett and Marsh Road. This building will be very close to the sidewalk. However, it's not going to be, I believe, as much of a shock and maybe seen as obtrusive because it's not on a corner. You will be able to clearly see further beyond that building. However, it is the intent of the Township Board and of other authorities like the County Drain and Road Departments to see modern development in our community. That is why the Township Board approved and adopted the Haslett PICA, Potential Intensity Change Area. In their own terms, it's a downtown urban feel for Haslett, and so it's going to be very different than what we've ever seen in Haslett before. So like I mentioned, 4 stories, that'd be like if 8 of me could stand on top of my shoulders, that's how tall it would be. I'd be able to touch the top of the roof. These are going to be great quality units for 55 plus independent, and it heralds in kind of this idea of creating a 15-minute neighborhood. And We use that term in economic development to describe living in an area where you could get on your bike or walk within a few minutes and get access to medical facility, get access to grocery, get access to a library and other public amenities. Behind us is the Interurban Trail, and it accesses part of the MSU to Lake Lansing Trail pathway. And so we're very proud to know that the developer will also be doing an enhanced trail on the west side of the building for tenants, but also residents to access the Interurban Trail off of Haslett Road. So it is a great enhancement and to a public amenity that we already have. We invite everyone to research all of our development projects on the Meridian Township development pages and keep track of those. Please send any of your questions and comments about the building and about the feasibility of this site. We're very happy to welcome the Redico development and our new mixed-use project.